So as most of you guys know, or some of you might not know, China banned H1Z1 from their country being played completely quite a bit ago, and it was brought back to them, but it is brought back on a different client. So where we play on Steam, they play on a client called Tencent. Now Tencent has nothing to do with us, therefore none of their players get counted towards our player count, or we would have a lot more players on H1Z1. Now, I'm not going to go into detail about why it got banned. I don't know all about the rules in their country, but I do know that they have very strict video game laws. They have a lot of rules that you can't have this in a game. You can't have blood. You can't have skulls. There's a lot of different things that they're not allowed to have in their games. And in my opinion, I think it's stupid, but what are you going to do? It is what it is. They are banned from playing our version of H1Z1, and they have their own version of H1Z1 that they play. Now, that is a big deal for us because H1Z1 is a huge deal in China. They love the game, and if you played on the Asian server during preseason 3, you would have seen that they were so many people. It was actually insane to go on the Asian server during Prime H1Z1 and see how many skins they had. They really care about this game. They really like buying skins, and they really play the shit out of this game, and they still do. They still play on their own client, but that doesn't help us whatsoever. Now, you can say whatever you want to say about the Asians, and back in the day during Prime H1Z1, I did want them to be banned because they all lagged. A lot of them were on our servers. They teleported. Not to mention there was a lot of cheaters. But at the end of the day, we do need them to have a good player base. Not only that, but for the most part, their huge player base brings a lot of bad players. And for a game to thrive like Fortnite and things, you have to have a really shitty player base to, accompany the really good player base. H1's main problem right now is that a really good player is, what you're going to run up on 98% of the time. There's not that many bad players left in the game. And China being unbanned and playing again on our server, while they might teleport and, have a lot of issues with them, they will bring in a lot of players that will be bad at the game, and that'll make it a lot more fun for the general player base. Now, the reason that I am saying all this is because one of my buddies actually talked to Jace Hall this week, and Jace is speaking with the Chinese ambassador, the people that are over the video games, whatever they are, whatever ranking they have, and he is trying his best to get H1Z1 to the point of where it can be legal to play it in China with no laws or restrictions. And that is good because they will be over on our server, and they will count towards our player base, and everything that I've said before this, that will be all good and dandy, but they do have a contract with Tencent, and I don't know how that's going to play out. I don't know if they can dip out of the contract. I don't know if they can, drop that, because obviously the people who run Tencent want to keep these somewhere in the ballpark of 500k players, whatever they have in China. They want to obviously keep them on their client, so getting the client away from Tencent and back onto Steam will be an issue, because obviously they won't want to do that. But if they do manage to get them to come back to Steam and have the game, all fine and legal to play in the country, it'll be really good for the game. See, H1Z1 was banned from China, and I know it's still basically the exact same game, but since they've rebranded as Z1BR, if the game re-releases as Z1BR instead of H1Z1, it can't be banned in China, or else it won't be banned, like H1Z1 is. Whether or not, it's the exact same game, we all know that. It's the same game, basically, besides the little tweaks they'll have to do to comply with China's rules. It will be an unbanned game in China. I've still been keeping up with most of H1Z1. I just haven't been posting that many videos because I don't feel that there's that much to post about, but I do feel like this is a really big step in the right direction. Obviously, just having players on the Chinese server isn't enough, but the Chinese did tend to come over and play on the NA servers a lot. They made up a huge majority of preseason 3, and if you watch back old clips, 98% of the kills in the kill feed are Chinese names, the Panda TV people, all that stuff, and they still are banned from streaming H1 as far as I know. I could be wrong on that one, but I think they still aren't allowed to stream H1, so they still got a lot to work on, a lot of rules to comply with. They have really, really weird video game laws in China in general, which just blows my mind that you can have strict laws on video games, but, if they can get around all that, that will be a big step in the right direction to have. I think they have around 500-600k, something like that. They have a lot of players in China. This game is the game in China still, which is, kind of mind-blowing to me. I've been meaning to try to play on the Tencent server, and I think it is possible. I think people have managed it before. They've told me that they managed it. I have never tried it. I don't even know where to start from, but I would like to play on the Tencent client and try to play on the Chinese version of H1. That would make for a really good video, and it would be fun to try it out, see what it's like. I'm pretty sure it's pretty dang close to our version of H1. There's just no skulls. The blood is like bluish black. It's kind of purplish, and the cop cars are taxis and all that. You know what it looks like. We've changed to the Asian version of China of H1 on NA before. It just changes the stuff and text. But, you know, that's what their game basically is like for them on the Tennyson client. I would like to try it out. Quite a few of my buddies have talked to Jace all this week, and I've been meaning to try to talk to him. If I can, I would like to get him onto my stream and talk to him, have the chat ask him questions and stuff like that. But they have talked to him this week, not only in Combat Zone, but in like private Discord talks and stuff like that. And most of them straight up will tell me that he has given them a lot of hope. They think that he's going in the right direction. And from what I've heard, he has gone in the right direction. I don't want to get too ahead of myself. I don't want to post videos on everything that I know yet, because the stuff that he is doing is still 2 to 3 months out. And this is not like, it's not like Z2 is 2 to 3 months out. Don't think that. But these bigger things that I'm talking about, like this Chinese unban, that'll be like 2 months out, 2-3 months out. So don't get, in too big of a rush. But I have heard really good things this week. It does make me, at least a little bit, have more hope towards H1. I just hope that they can get things sorted out and we can have a decently stable player base. That's all I can hope for. Like 10K players, we're at like 3 to 4K daily players right now. I don't think 10K is hard to get at all. Hopefully we can at least get back up to that. Like I said, this Chinese unban would be a huge thing for the game right now, though. That would be huge. They have a lot of viewers. The game is really popular still over there. I think Jace has like 1.1 million. Well, he has like 1 million or so followers on their Weibo or whatever it's called site. It's basically a Chinese version of Twitter. He has so many followers on there. There's so many people that post about H1 daily, and there's still so many people that play it over there. So that would definitely help the game out a lot. Hopefully you guys did enjoy it. If you did, make sure to leave a like. Go comment what you think, and I'll talk to you guys in the next video. Peace.